Clark, let me start with you.
Yes.
You and Sam kind of acted as the harbingers, if you will, right from the very first Iron Man movie of the coming Avengers.
Yes.
That got fans really excited, really pumped up, and of course we've had this slow build-up over the years. How satisfying and exciting is it for you now, after all these years, after all these films, to finally get to this point where we're about to have the Avengers?
I kind of almost can't put it into words. I was a fan of the comics. I didn't really know what I was signing up for in Iron Man 1. It was at first, just a couple of lines and a scene, and they just started to use him more, and they had him saying that he was from the Strategic Homeland Intervention Enforcement and Logistics Division, and then at the end of the movie I was like, I was hoping this, I'm S.H.I.E.L.D. And then to see it kind of get expanded, both in the after trailers scenes when Sam says the Avengers Initiative and he signs up Robert at the end of, or tries to sign him up at the end of Iron Man 1, and to kind of see it come together finally, both as a fanboy and as the person who's been playing this character, and so magnificently in the movie that Joss has made, is something I'll be proud of as long as I live.
You're on the opposite end of that scale. You play Hill, who's such a great character, but you're walking into, I got to imagine for the first time in your career, a massive pre-existing franchise with huge high fan expectations, surrounded by this incredible cast of larger-than-life characters.
And I just start sweating as you're talking.
So it's a good thing that you've already done the movie. What was that experience like for you walking into this?
It was extremely intimidating, and I fought that with doing as much research as I possibly could on Maria Hill. It was really important to me to take what was already existing in the comic world, the comic book world, and trying to translate that to screen with working with Joss to also make her, I feel, a little bit more personable. She in the comic book she's very severe, and we wanted to make her a little bit, to see sort of her inner workings a little bit more. But I took on a lot of training to prepare myself physically for it as well.
But if I can interrupt, there's no amount of training you could have done that would have made it any less difficult of a task. You're jumping onto the world's biggest moving train, and you have to jump onto it as a boss.
Yeah.
And like a boss. And she kind of came on from the first day, and you realize quickly, like, oh, this is the only way she could have pulled this off. Like, you, over there, pick that up, let's get this going. Everyone's like, oh, this is not Robin. This is not Robin. And you just found yourself kind of like doing what she said and kind of uncomfortably turned on.
Listen, I saw the movie the other night, and I got to tell you, I grinned like an idiot. My wife went with me, and I was just smiling and talking the entire drive home. I was blown away by it, but I want you guys to put your salesman's hats on for a second. Why are AMC filmgoers going to love the Avengers?
Well, tell me this, did your wife like it?
She was thrilled.
Right? And she's not a comic book fan, is she?
No, she hasn't been traditionally.
I think that's kind of one of the most amazing parts of it, is that they've taken this and they've made it something that absolutely the fanboys are going to explode, and fangirls, because if you go to Comic-Con, it's boys and girls. They're going to explode over this because they've been absolutely honored and respected. And at the same time, they've gotten the highest caliber of actors you can get. And they've written scripts, and in this case especially, that are about human things. It's the best sci-fi, the best fantasy. It takes a fantastical universe and uses it as a different way to look at us. And I feel like that's what they accomplished, and that's why people, whether they're fanboys or girls or fan grandmas or granddads or not, are going to go and love this.
Well, listen, guys, congratulations on the film. I loved it, and we cannot wait to have it on AMC screens. Thank you so
Excited
much.
as well.